Hey you, yeah you, what's your story? But first, let me ask you another question. What is the meaning of your life? These are the sorts of questions that I've asked myself many times in my own life. As a child, I would lay restlessly in bed contemplating existence and the origins of humanity. And as I grew older, I heavily questioned the path to pursue ahead of me, the one that was dictated by those before me as the only path to take in life. You know the one that I'm talking about. Fascinated yet overly perplexed, the more answers that I sought, the more questions I created. One door led into another and back, infinitely. But one thing was certain, the American dream doesn't belong to me. I know this for myself because I have my own purpose, my own path, my own journey. And so do you. Welcome to Littermature. The hunger to understand the larger questions in life forced me to dig into the depths of everything in order to shine as much light into the darkness as possible. What I noticed is that diving into these dark corners of my mind often tested me greatly. It brought forward significant challenges, but every time I came out on the other end, I was stronger, with more to show for myself on all accounts. The more I got knocked down, the easier it became to start trying to stand back up. And let me tell you this, standing up doesn't get any easier, but accepting the challenge too does. What else do you have to work for? Are you stuck in the same old unfulfilled routine, while you find yourself asking similar questions in your pursuit of deeper meaning and happiness? We are cultured towards a path of normalcy and mediocrity by being urged to accept someone else's path as our own. But that is not my way, and it isn't your way either. It is each of our own responsibility to carry ourselves as far up the infinite ladder of life, for our own fulfillment and complete personal betterment. It's no cakewalk because the truth hurts in our pursuit of meaning, personal empowerment, and growth. We must ask those hard-hitting questions that will challenge us. And by choosing to look through ourselves with a fine-toothed comb, we risk ourselves for our own individual reward and greatness. Or we can avert our gaze and let ourselves be swept away blindly by unconsciously choosing to relinquish control of ourselves with mediocre pursuits and experiences with inauthentic purpose. So tell me, which one are you? You don't have to answer to me. You owe that answer to yourself. But on that note, who the hell am I anyway, right? Well here, let me let you in a little bit. My name is George Curtisiadis, and I, like you, am just another regular person. A fun fact about me is that I played sport for most of my life. At age 14, I followed my heart into playing football, which led me down the varsity path through high school and university, as well as a short professional stint with the Canadian Football League. The bruises and battery to my head and body left me with nerve issues and spinal injury, but it was the collision-induced trauma that altered my vision which forced me to really rethink about my participation in the sport, all at the ripe age of 22. I was a hulking 290-pound lineman who was capable of literally manhandling people on the field, a dominant presence with a strong will and attitude, but soon after, my life spiraled down a rabbit hole of anxiety, depression, and panic, alongside a dwindling identity. When I finally crawled away from the game, I looked like the same hulking figure that I had made myself out to be, but on the inside, I was disembodied, hollow, and broken. I was vulnerable, insecure, and completely burnt out, without vision, quite literally, with less vitality and no motivation left in life. So, who am I? I found myself asking the same questions. The predestined path of the aspiring collegiate athlete in pursuit of a successful professional career became another broken dream as I quickly hit the wall and fell hard. My eggs were in one basket and they broke. I didn't know who I was or what was going to become of me in my future down the road, so I began to reevaluate my place and path up to that point. Who or what was I trying to become? I looked at my life in fine detail, my education and skills, my place as another student graduate in the world of academia, with a degree that was utterly useless. My finances and career choices were out of whack. The search for freedom by trying to find that perfect 9-to-5 job stifled my confidence as I drowned in hefty student loans, lines of credit, and credit card debt. My relationships were worsening. They were falling out of love, and that led to a breakup. I found myself falling out of alignment with best friends who I had growing up. My family was suffering too. The added pressure to make ends meet and comparisons of success and keeping up with the Joneses, so to speak. Everything was going stale and fast, but it was perhaps my health and wellness that suffered most. Physically, I was the most overweight and out of shape that I've ever been at 315 pounds. I had limited mobility, head injury, neck and nerve issues, visual acuity problems, and vertigo. My mental health was even worse. I had constant anxiety, depression, panic disorder, derealization, identity loss, low confidence, and terrible self-esteem. These are just a few of the catalysts that contributed to my perceived demise. My curse, however, was my blessing, because it had put me back against the wall to rethink my path and purpose in this world by identifying myself with what is truly meaningful in life. I started asking similar questions again. What is the point of all of this? What is the meaning of life? What is the purpose of my life? What am I meant for? What do I really want and need to be happy? Everything became an existential crisis, and I came to a point where I couldn't justify anything as worthwhile anymore. I was lost, overwhelmed, overly cynical, and uninspired. And then came journaling, my saving grace. And let me tell you, my experience isn't unique. My perspective is, because there are thousands upon thousands of people who have had it just as bad and worse. Heck, you might be one of them. But it was my ability to honestly look at myself in my circumstances that gave me the strength and courage to pull myself out of the dark. We all have a story that matters, but what has literally saved my life in this world is who I have made myself out to be as a result of habitually expressing my thoughts, emotions, and intentions out on paper. Journaling saved me because I could express my own humanity behind closed doors. I could plot, plan, and rant about who I was and what I was feeling and figuring out what greater good was meant for me in this world. And if you're still here with me right now, I know that you feel that for yourself. Now, Littermature began as a means of personal expression, as I have been journaling my thoughts, poems, dreams, and intentions for my own betterment in life for over the last decade. And as my notebooks filled in over the years, I began expanding my mind into more detailed forms of writing and creative exploits to further bridge an understanding of my own human experience and what I wanted most out of life. What's more important is witnessing the astonishing power behind capturing thoughts. The more I journaled, the more my reality responded, and my life lined itself up with the pages of my own notes. Writing has helped me progress my growth through both intention and expression. And though my words can be dark or cynical at times, my words maintain a persisting hope that carries through the darkest days. This hope and faith is what keeps me striving towards my own betterment, and the more I reflect back on myself, I realize this: I am still here. I brought myself to this point, so what else outside of myself is stopping me from getting to the next point in life, wherever that may be? I consider myself fortunate because writing was something that I felt naturally drawn to. But this isn't just about journaling. It's a philosophy of life, a method to be applied in order to get the most out of whatever it is that you want and expect out of life. Journaling is a part of it because it has helped me identify my own enlightened lifestyle. But here are some interesting statistics for you. Harvard put on a 10-year study about goal setting where MBA graduates at Harvard were asked if they have set clear and concise goals and intentions for their future. Mainly, they questioned whether or not these students specifically plan to make their dreams and desires a reality by writing down their goals alongside their plan of action. This was a study. Think for a moment which group you belong to. 3% of students had written goals and plans to achieve them. 13% had goals in mind but never wrote them down. 84% had no intended thoughts, goals, or visions in mind at all. After 10 years have passed, the same group of graduates were interviewed again, and the results were astonishing. The 13% who had goals but never wrote anything down earned twice as much as the 84% group who had not expressed any visions or goals at all. And the 3% group, the group that wrote down their goals and plans to achieve them, earned on average 10 times the amount than both the other two groups combined. It's more than the money. But the consensus behind it is that people who don't write down their intentions, goals, and plans out of life are more likely to fail than those who do. So think again, which group do you fall into? Again, this goes beyond the writing. It's the attitude and stoic approach that gets you upfront and personal with the core foundations of what your life is about. No bullshit. You and I are the same, because we all have a story that matters, and that is our common ground. Because I can understand the importance of our own individual story between ourselves. So what's your story? Who are you? What is important to you? What do you want out of life? What type of work is calling you? Where does your life's greatness lie? We all have the capacity for greatness, if and how we choose it. What is your purpose? And what is your story? Ask yourself, who are you becoming? Does this sound like you? You have direction, you have drive, you have purpose. If you dive deep in yourself every day, then you are the type of person who isn't willing to settle for less. You have a mindset for growth and are willing to make the necessary sacrifices that serve your cause. You firmly believe that there is nothing holding you back in life because you wholeheartedly understand that you can create your own circumstances. You take swift action when you need to by facing your fears and your insecurities head on if the situation calls for it. You understand the reasons behind the choices that you make because they contribute to the great vision of your life. You feel at peace with your place and your path, and that your service is doing its justice in the world. Money matters don't bother you because you believe in the abundance around you for support alongside your ability to create and capitalize on opportunity as it presents itself. Your relationships are meaningful and fruitful in depth because you work for and attract the love you deserve by expressing the same love you expect. You are no longer constantly anxious, stressed, or depressed, and if you are, you know how to effectively shrug it off so you can get back to feeling strong, grounded, and empowered. Most importantly, you lead by example by habitually prioritizing yourself and your needs with mind and body practice in order to maintain your electrifying and empowered spirit that others are inspired by. This is the journey, and it is tracked every single day. My journey is not done yet, but has your journey even started? We all know someone whose life can change with a few good words. We cannot know for sure what problems plague a person, whether it be family, acquaintance, or friend. All we can say is that we sometimes have a small inclination that a person is hurting. So does this sound like you? Does your day-to-day feel boring, hopeless, or dead to a point that has you yearning for more out of your life? Are you experiencing anxiety and the fear of missing out, FOMO, that you're running out of time to do the things that you really want to do, or that your life is slipping you by? Are you constantly pressured to make ends meet for yourself in either or all aspects of your life as it relates to your work, your finances, your family, your love life, your social life, and your friends? Are you on the verge of burning a hole into the pit of your stomach because you're chronically depressed, anxious, stressed, burned out, or experience other emotional and mental disturbances? Are you wondering why simply being happy is too much to ask for? Above all, do you feel like you're wasting your hours with trivial pursuits in life as you keep searching for deeper purpose and deeper meaning in the struggle to identify your authentic place in this crazy and worsening world? If you could relate to any one of these things, then you're in the right place because your life is about to change for the better. I'm going to show you how to identify your goals, your dreams, and your life's path for yourself. What it takes to find passion, inspiration, and meaning for yourself. Wisdom for manifesting and creating the life that you want and the life you deserve. Timeless principles in character building. How to rapidly transform your perspective to start paving your ideal lifestyle today. The meaning of life, and that's a big one, and much, much more. This crash course journaling philosophy can help you transform your life into an empowered lifestyle that you truly yearn for in your quest for happiness, purpose, and deeper meaning. Furthermore, I'm also going to show you how to become your own person, to take back control of your life, your body, your mind, and your future. How to gain influence over others by choosing to lead an inspiring lifestyle and example. What it takes to have courage, confidence, charisma, and discipline, so you can have more clarity, vision, fulfillment, money, power, wealth, happiness, abundance, passion, freedom, or whatever else you want. I'm going to show you all of this and more right here inside this website. But let's clear the air. I'm 100% serious about my philosophy because I live and die by it every day. This isn't for everyone, and truth be told, I prefer it this way because I don't care about everyone. I care about the people who feel just as strongly about making great changes for betterment in their lives and those they care about. The ones who are willing to work for and change by turning their backs to the grain. If you are the type of person that wants to make great changes in your life, who is willing to try with effort against settling, you must also be willing to take a chance. Your leap of faith is waiting. I want to be transparent with you, so here's what it's going to take. Littermature Circle of Metamorphosis. This is for the individuals who are looking for clarity and empowerment, for those who are serious in their pursuit to make great changes of improvement within their own lifestyles, who are willing to get their hands dirty in the challenge of their own betterment, to break barriers towards their own personal growth with a no bullshit approach. Here's what we're working with inside the Littermature Circle of Metamorphosis. Included in the full circle options, we will implement the Make It Stick, Write It Down journal philosophy, including a PDF ebook highlighting the Make It Stick philosophy, the Make It Stick audiobook version, which is 2+ hours in length, 18 chapter videos breaking down the chapters in simpler terms, a self-care checklist to identify and resolve your sticking points, goal-setting cheat sheet to get clear on exactly what it is that you want, 100+ writing prompts to get your creative juices flowing, one Littermature notebook that you can use to track your progress and other creative and writing exploits, one intuitive reading to help bring more clarity to identifying what your working purpose is in this world, and email and vlog support for extra support and guidance if or when you need it. This is the Circle of Metamorphosis full circle. So set yourself up to change by realizing what is stopping you from your most desired path, plan, and goals in life, and what you can do about it to change. Implementing the Make It Stick philosophy will help you filter out all the crap in your life that doesn't really matter, while helping you identify and make room for all the things that you want to attract for your best self. It's important to keep yourself accountable in the pursuit of your own change, but if you would appreciate the extra level communicative support, then I'm here for your benefit and would love to have you reach out to connect further, as this is part of my own personal mission in life, as I am heavily called into the realm of personal development. Ultimately, this is a stepping stone towards implementing the Make It Stick philosophy alongside guided group retreats, pilgrimages, and excursions in the future that you yourself could also be a part of. Do you want more freedom, more money, more happiness, a better body, better relationships, more confidence, strength, or whatever else? Imagine what your happiest and strongest self feels like. Imagine walking around feeling higher on nothing else but the quality of your own life because of who you are and what you have overcome to become. Learning is a lifetime effort, and we are capable for great change at any point within the timeline of our lives, if and how we choose it. Your age doesn't matter, your willingness to change and grow does. Get started now, because you deserve better. Okay, maybe you have your doubts thinking about the worst that can happen. Maybe you're worried that it won't work for you, and that's okay too. Everyone responds, learns, and chooses an outlet for growth in different ways. So unfortunately, if this happens to you, it's no problem at all. I will buy the program back from you at full price. What's even better is that you can keep all of the material and information. You will be better and wiser, and you will still have access to the Littermature Circle of Metamorphosis, but you won't have to pay for it at all. We all have opportunities to be better than what we currently are, whatever better looks like to you. So why should you settle and dream when you can grow to become a fruitful experience? The total value of course is over $149.99, but you can get started right now for just $79 Canadian. That's even less if you're an American, an EU or UK citizen. Everything will be shared with you from inside this website. If you are ready to put the necessary work in on yourself towards the betterment of your own envisioned future, then I'd like to extend my invitation for you to join me inside the Littermature Circle of Metamorphosis. It's no picnic, but you can get more out of life. And your life starts now. See you on the inside. George Curtisiadis, Littermature.